And we are live here with the final week of the regular season for WSSEA Splatoon 3. Got a great matchup between Sadra Woolley High School and Lake Stevens. My name's Spicy and I'm joined on the mic by Neptune. How are we doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic, actually. You know, I did some cleaning. Everything is all set on my end here, just for me to sit back, relax, and enjoy this matchup that we have here today. We have SWHS Splat Varsity from Sadra Woolley High School versus LS Splat 3 Purple from Lake Stevens Viking Esports as well. So this is going to be quite an interesting matchup here, Spicy.
Oh, for sure, and got some stuff on the line going into this week as well. Playoff implications, which is so fun, and if you're Lake Stevens, especially fighting for the #1 seed in the entirety of WSSEA, which is crazy. There is a three-way tie heading into this week, which is just awesome to see going in here. And like Sadra Woolley also fighting for a good record here, getting a win here. It takes them up to 4-4, right on the verge of like playoff contention. And really, with that playoff format that we're going to be seeing, or we're getting more news on down the line, it's going to be cool to see how these teams, after 8 weeks of preparation, have all built up for this moment.
Yeah, absolutely. We are on the last match of the regular season for the WSSEA Esports League here, for Splatoon at least. And I'm just noticing, just like, that's just really setting into me. Holy 8 weeks of the grueling esports time scheduling, you know, setting up these games, practicing with your own team, and now we're finally here. It all comes down to this. And even though, like, we talked a little bit about the records here, you know, Sadra Woolley is trying to, like, get break even here with 4-4 at the end of the night, while LS Splat 3 Purple is trying to secure the seed 1 here. I do want to mention that, looking at the rule set a bit more closely, right, a wild card match could potentially happen as well. So there is that possibility. I'm not sure exactly how many teams make it to playoffs here, but if you do manage to do well enough here and manage to scrape your way into that wild card spot there, and just that could be really interesting to see, Spicy.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Scrapping for that last wildcard spot is always really fun, really dramatic, stressful if you are on the end of the team going into that position. But it's kind of the moments that we live for here. Like, the celebration of knowing you make it in the playoffs is a feeling like no other, I feel. Like, just short of, like, obviously winning it all, but even just making it into that point just feels so cool. And, like, it's honestly one of the best feelings here. But to kick it off, we got Tower Control on Mako Mart.
Oh, wow. Okay, Tower Control Mako Mart. Every time, Spicy, I have seen a match here at WSSEA on Tower Control Mako Mart, it always came down to some decisive last-minute decision-making from both sides here, and I don't think this is going to be an exception here.
Honestly, yeah. Mako on Tower especially creates some moments, and here we got between like Sadra Woolley and Lake Stevens, like both of these teams got a lot to play for, so it's gonna be something to see here, especially with Tower Control. Opportunities for a ton of snowball potential, opportunities for even just insane team fights, like especially in the mid game. So just seeing what we got going is going to be incredible to watch, and I think, and every week I say this, but it's like going into this, seeing what the opening comp is always just one of my favorite moments here.
Oh yeah, for sure. And especially if one of the E's weapons are, I like to call it, like, commentator weapons, when you see them pop off here. That is something I want to see. And hey, look, we see the end parry dualies, one of our favorite skirmishing weapons. Clash Brothers on both sides. Both these teams are ready to rock and roll, Spicy.
Yeah, we have very similar comps on each side here. We got the splatter shot on each, just with different kits, different clash blasters, and then you have the mix between the end zap and then the end parries. But you're looking at this end zap playing like a slayer right here, and you don't see such an offensive end zap all the time. But when you see it, it gets so much value, and they're getting that tactical already. The team is ready, and Lake Stevens is already past that first checkpoint. Has the Zuka online, makes that into a wipe, and they are just gonna keep on moving.
Keep on moving indeed. The tower is going to go to the second checkpoint here, looking to already be in contention here. Another pick goes down on the side of Cedro Wooly here as well, and they hardly can keep up with the pace. Oh my goodness, on Wipeout onto a Wipeout with another Zuka on a cherry on top here. That is going to knock out Spicy. Blink and you miss it.
Blink and you miss it indeed. Like, I remember just watching like the overhead, like just watching the top, because like, watching the top of your screen is so important to know like the numbers advantage and all that. And like, if you're like Stevens, like you were in a numbers advantage basically that entire game. I honestly don't even remember how many got splatted. It felt like none of them did, and that's so difficult. Not only do you win in a knockout like pretty much off the bat, but to do so with such dominance is amazing, and I'm curious to see, are they going to be able to keep this up?
Oh my god, that is... I'm still stunned, right? I am speechless, right? It's just the confidence from Lake Stevens High School right there. Just was amazing to be able to sweep that first game right there. Just opportunities to just push forward with all that momentum and just snowball it in all the way 100-0. That tower did not stop Spicy 1 second.
Yeah, and in 1 second you can get a lot of information. One thing we can do in this 1 second is give a quick shout out to Zotac for powering today's stream like usual, and you want to give them their thanks for their continued support of WSSEA and helping to bring this broadcast to all of you, helping showcase the amazing talent in Scholastic Esports that you are witnessing here today. Give our appreciation for Zotac Gaming by giving them a shout out on social media. You can make sure to join their community on their Discord, and don't forget to use the hashtag powered by Zotac or hashtag ZotacUSA whenever you post.
We got to give a shout out here to our sponsors here, because without them we wouldn't be able to put on these fantastic productions and showcase Scholastic Esports in action here. Clearly a lot of talented players on both sides here. Yes, and just Lake Stevens here. I got to give a shout out to TRMC, or what they're called on this roster sheet, Puddles, right? Puddles is always a treat to watch. They have been a fantastic player just through and through. They have a little bit of history playing in the scene outside of WSSEA here, and that is showing off in spade. They are a trained soldier and ready to showcase their talents whenever they are put in the spotlight here.
Oh, true. And now going into the spotlight, we got Clan Blitz, Inkblot Art Academy. Now, we just came off of Tower Control, where Inkblot is notoriously seen there, but to see it in Clan Blitz, it's an alternative that you don't see all the time, and I'm really excited to see how these teams approach it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Inkblot Clan Blitz is a little bit different from, obviously, just the TC variant here. You have a ramp leading up into the enemy spawn, and that's going to be the main contention of the fight right here. We see an Inkbrush coming out here as well. Lake Stevens going to stick to their guns from last game here, and we are as a Cedro Wooly come out here once again with a double dually and Inkbrush comp here.
Yeah, the double dualies, I'm really curious to see how this goes. The blue Dapples coming in here, as you're seeing on our screen, with the Torpedo, as well as the Reef Slider. Very aggressive comp here, especially knowing that if they play very close up in your face, and now you're seeing why Cedro Wooly has this. You're just seeing them now with the numbers advantage, and there's the wipe. What has happened to Lake Stevens? This is going to look to be an early score potentially, but here comes the LS defense. The hammer is in play, but Lake Stevens is holding on strong here, and they get wiped out. Translate that to their own wipe. What a sequence of events.
Oh my goodness, that sequence of events is went absolutely insane here. One enemy is wiping out and getting the clam straight to the basket right here, and now we're having the script just completely reversed here. Lake Steven is looking for the shark right here, looking for an opportunity to sneak up on unsuspecting Soul that runs into this range, and they manage to get that happening here. This Inkbrush attack weak in here, and they get another one. Like, Zuka comes out, the ball is in their court and into that basket here. Now you just gotta be able to defend if you are Cedro Wooly here right now.
Yeah, and this is going to be rough here. Lake Stevens doesn't have any clams really on board right now, and they go 2 down in the process. So Cedro Wooly there with a big hold on defense to basically keep it to a pretty small lead at this point. It's just one power clam, and then 2 clams in, and then they have the lead here. They have a couple options to bring this home as well. You see the Reef Slider online, all specials online, Splashdown being activated there, and 1 member on each side going to be going down here, and the Clash winning that fight there, as Ruby has just been playing so well on this Clash Blaster Neptune.
Oh yeah, for sure. Ruby knows exactly the extent of their range and what they are capable of, using their opportunity of these giant AoE hitboxes to get picks, just exactly like that right here. Just zoning out and putting so much pressure near this clam basket here. It allows Lake Stevens to get these pushes, to get these power clams in, and be able to cycle specials, especially when they get a wipeout here, Spicy.
Yeah, and the speed of Lake Stevens is just so amazing to watch right now. You're watching all these clams start funneling in. We suddenly went from 77 all the way to 29, and in not a very long time here, Ruby's going to be going down there on the Clash Blaster. But you see that the team is still holding in, powering these clams through this basket, and now they're already at the 20 here. A power clam could win them the game here. I don't know. Ruby has it. It's going to be coming down to the wire. It's not going to be in play enough, though, as Seagull Wooly is able to hold on defense, at least for now, but only 1 member up at this point.
Oh my goodness, just back and forth here. Every time I am Cedro Wooly, just oh my goodness, another. Whoa, okay, slow it down. I cannot keep up with this. Just the wipeout for wipeout, winning the 1v1s there, allowing the power clam to just come in here once again. You can cycle these clams really effectively because they spawn so close by, and they are running in here. 1 more clam to knock it out here. I don't know, Spicy. What happened?
That was textbook offensive execution from the side of Lake Stevens. The ability to just funnel those clams in has just been insane. And like you want to just look back at that last fight, the ends that pulled off there, that was insane. Having the tacticaler to just stay alive, and then just those extra buffs to win that fight, that's insane. And you get so much value from that. And Lake Stevens with a really solid showing there, and despite the fact that Seagull Wooly was looking really strong at the start as well.
Yeah, for sure. And we keep talking about Lake Stevens here, but I want to talk a little bit about Cedro Wooly's comp here as well. I want to point out specifically Eek, right? I don't know exactly how it's supposed to be like Ek or Eek, right? But I assume it's Eek because it's more fun to say, obviously. But their ink brush, right, just had so many opportunities on defense right there, just going around the enemies. That's one of the beauties of that weapon right there is, it has a lot of short range, but it has freedom to just run around and not really necessarily paint to move around. So you can flank your enemies, take them out silently like a ninja, and just take out just the operators that you are necessarily need to finish it up there.
Yeah, and you love to see that from ink brushes especially. There's so much creativity you can have there, so much fluidity I feel that you can have with the movement of the ink brush there, and the ability to just like, play like a ninja, as you said, and that's just so cool. I'm excited to see if they bring it back going into Game 3, whenever we find out what that is. But before we go into Game 3, another quick shout out to another sponsor. We got LandFest helping us out, building healthy communities through gaming. 23 chapters across 18 states, 150 events a year and counting. So go to landfest.com and check out the Washington State chapters, Infernoland and Emerald City Landfest to find an event near you guys.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just LandFest, thank you so much for setting up all these wonderful events right here and sponsoring today's stream here. I love going to LANs, and I assume everyone else that's going to be the same thing. You get to meet so many nice people. See, what was it? Who is actually behind the screen that you are playing?
Oh, yes.
Because each player has a face, body, and just certain distinct features, and when you see them in real life, you can recognize them and be like, oh, that's you! You were the one who beat me in Mario Kart the other day.
Yeah. I know that feeling all too well, especially actually. So it's like, it's always a great feeling. You get, especially, it's actually really fun to do so with like people in collegiate and like schools, especially. I remember going to Riptide, one of the biggest lands in our community, and then meeting the people from the Kutztown Golden Barracudas and then realize, hey, you're the guys, you're the people who beat me and Ludi in like our biggest league tournament of the year. So it's like, oh, so it's always so fun getting to meet other people who play the same games as you behind the screens, get to put the name to their face and all that. Always love to see that.
Oh yeah, for sure, and that's like the beauty of LANs, and LANFest is there to bring it towards you. But Spicy, we have a match coming up right here. We're gonna have a counter pick here from the side of Cedro Wooey right now. They're gonna have to play on a Clan Blitz its map right here as well. So I'm curious to see what they selected here, and I'm curious to see. Sorry, not Clan Blitz. It's Turf War. Wait, yes. Game 3 Turf War, Spicy? Wait a second.
Yeah, and game 3s are always just so pivotal, being in the middle of the set. And now for Seagull Wooly, it's a matter of like, what's their option here in Turf War? Oh, okay. Robo Ramen's Turf War is not something we are very familiar with. Oh, okay, but I love this comp already. Jeez, we talked about aggressive comps. We talked about caster comps and like something really good for us. The aggression that you're gonna be seeing from Seagull Wooly is, I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, for sure. They have 3 weapons that just love to run forward and find. Wait, a kill with the curling bomb rolling from that.
From long range. Oh my gosh, what a find there from Ruby with the curling bomb. You don't see that happen all the time, but when it does, it creates amazing moments like that.
Oh my goodness. Only in WSSEA, the talent here is just that great, right? Just being able to time that curling ball so it falls just right at that last moment that where Ruby's able to snake out the dualies underneath that ledge there from the heavens. Oh my goodness. That was such an insane play, Spicy.
That was amazing. And you were seeing how Lake Stevens is able to benefit off of that now. They have the numbers advantage for most of the game so far, able to just start painting a lot of the map blue. And this is looking really good for them here at this point. You see that Seagull Wooly already in the danger point now, having a hard time finding some paint as you see their Dark Tetra move in, trying to get into mid, but they get wiped out in the process. And this numbers advantage from Lake Stevens. You're just all over the place right now, able to just paint freely.
Oh yeah, for sure, and the Super Chumps are coming out as well, so unless they pop them really quickly, they're going to explode, provide quite a lot of paint cover right here. And now this is where stuff gets a little bit dangerous here. You know, you have this choke point, you have mid, you have a lot of paint down. It's just a matter of finding these other players. You do manage to pick out the end parry dualies, and you do need to find the other members. Hammer is deployed here, coming out for your souls here, Spicy.
Yeah, and you see the Reslider also being popped too, and that danger mark is gone, at least for now here, and this is looking like you never know. In Turf War especially, it's not over until it's over. It's looking fairly even at this point. It's going back and forth here. Seagull Wooly now having a numbers advantage as well, and Splashdown online, and you're starting to see a lot of the map start to be painting the yellow-orange here, and suddenly, this has become an extremely close game as you look at the overhead.
Oh yeah, extremely close here is going to be the nail biter here. Ooh. Everything is going to come down to these last minute right now. Getting those amazing picks right there with Eek on that split Usho-matic right here. Being essentially a rat weapon as well. Being able to be very flexible. Move around quickly, right? Look for opportunities to take down plays like just like that, Spicy.
Yeah, and you love the find there. Taking out Ruby, and this is looking great for Seagull Wooly. Last 30 seconds. Look at the resources, but they go 2 down. I think the suction bomb, I think, took out 2, and that is so crucial here. Lake Stevens able to start painting up now. They have the Trizuka online, the Emperi going down from Seagull Wooly. It's coming down to the wire as it's a wipe. That's actually so massive. That could be the dagger. Seagull Wooly has 10 seconds to just paint up as much as they can here. They have the Reef Slider online. The Smooch is going to be going down, and it's a matter of time here. The Reef Slider pops in. There's only 2 seconds left, and it's down to the wire. This overhead is going to be insane.
Oh my goodness, this overhead is looking bright yellow, but also there's some blue splotches right there. Judd's gonna take the final call right there. 1.5%! 1.5%! What the? I've never seen a Turf War game come so close down to the wire in a competitive setting just like that, Spicy.
Oh, that was amazing. That's one of the best games I think we have seen in the 9 weeks here. And that was legendary. Seagull Wooly coming out. And when Lake Stevens was holding on for so much control. You saw them just going in, and really after that curling bomb snipe in like the first like 10 seconds, it was looking so good for Lake Stevens. But then Sierra Woolley claws their way back in, and that wipe at the end to seal the deal, just getting every little last second of paint, and they really needed 1.5% at the end. Wow.
Wow, that's an understatement right here. But before I can gush about this game right here even more than I already do, I gotta give one last shout out to another sponsor here for the WSSEA League right here. We have Seattle Built PCs. Thank you to Seattle Built PCs for their continued support of WSSEA. Seattle Built PCs are custom PC builds trusted by the pros since 2020. They've been crafting incredible rigs for world famous esports players, content creators with millions of fans, and even developers of your favorite games. So Seattle Builds wants to work with you to create the perfect PC for your needs whenever you're ready. So if you're looking for a custom built PC by people who care, check out Seattle Built PCs at seattlebuilt.com.
We've been loving all of our sponsors the past few weeks here because they offer so much, and like as someone who's not within the state of Washington, I'm kind of jealous myself of just finding out like you guys got all this stuff and it's so cool. We got Zotac helping us out, Landfest to offer these events, Seattle Built PCs to help with the technology aspect. It's honestly like these players here, they have such access to great resources. I love to see that because with these resources, they're able to put on amazing games like this, and this set is going to keep on going. So I'm so happy right now.
Oh, I am so happy as well, man. Where was all this stuff when I was in high school? I feel like I'm missing out. I'm missing out right here. You know, I'm jealous of these players.
So much,
they get to have they get to have all these cool sponsors and just situation and get to play a league while also studying in high school. You know, I didn't have the nicest time in high school, but I'm sure I would have had a much better time if I was able to play esports like these fine folks.
Oh my gosh, for sure. Yeah, I would have been in heaven had I known about like playing like if I could have an opportunity to play games like this, like competitively represent my school and do all of that. It's like, oh, I get to do Splatoon in the fall, then do like sports in the spring. I'm like, this is awesome. Like these kids have it made, and they're playing so well here. We're going to Rainmaker here for Game 4, which after what we just saw, like I think this is going to be another amazing match, and especially on Museum Delfonsino, which I think has opportunities to make some very flashy. That weapon come from Sierra Woolley is actually some big weapon changes across the board here.
Big weapon changes indeed. The NZAP is gone, and instead we have the Inkjet Tri-Slosher here as well. So I'm seeing an opportunity to potentially play a bit more aggressively here and just stuff out. But meanwhile, we see Cedro Woolley's comp right here having the blaster online as well. But wait a sec, already hardly 20 seconds in the game, they managed to find a way to sneak it onto their plat right here and are fighting really aggressively here, Spicy.
Yeah, Lake Stevens' early game is just so strong, and that's exactly what has been so dominant in the first two games. And you're seeing why here. They're able to get that first advantage and then translate that into quick points on. They have the Rainmaker once again, are trying to make a second push as Sierra Woolley immediately shut down with their Tacticore, and now Lake Stevens is marching their way down the line here. That lead is going to be short, sweet, and that's a quick trip, and in two pushes, Lake Stevens wins the set here 3-1.
3-1 indeed. That was so fast. Just immediately putting the Rainmaker on their plat in just the first 20 seconds. It was ready, set, go, all the way to the end right there. Knocking it out here once again. Lake Stevens High School going to end with a 7-1 record, potentially taking seed 1 in the playoffs here. Congratulations on your set win.
Yeah, and great props to them. In their wins especially, they've been playing so well. It's like you just see them like they win that first fight, and then it's like they don't look back. They know what to do when they have the advantage, and like that's not easy to like have that. That the game plan is just so set. It's such like a mature set of play from them, and like to have the set play to know exactly what to do in those situations. That takes some time. That takes experience, and they've been learning across the entire season, doing some studying, doing their homework, and then just right there, it all showcased there, and they're looking to be going really well going into playoffs, so it seems.
Yeah, for sure. And I also got to give a shout out to Cedro Wui's players here as well. I got to really call out here just the players, particularly with the blaster. I think it was Ikisuel. He keeps pulling up like some crazy plays right there, because first it was the double and turf war at the very end that secured the game, and now it was the C blaster as well that game, using the splashdown as well as those giant AoE hitboxes just to stuff out any poor soul who tried to come in there. Just unfortunate enough, it's just Lake Stevens just had a bit better play there. That's really what it boils down there to Spicy.
Oh, for sure. And if Secret Wooly ends up getting a wild card spot, like, I won't lie, that team looks like they're going to be a nightmare to prepare for. Just because, like, you look across all four of those games, those weapon pools were just so diverse. They had some insane pockets come out each and every game. So it's like a matter of seeing, like, you see some teams like, okay, they know exactly what you're going to go into. But then there's the scary factor, the wild card itself of, like, we can just bring out, like, random weapons here, or seemingly random weapons. They all come out here with a purpose. They all build around it. And now to go into that, it's like, it's so hard to prepare for. So that's a nice X factor that I think they have going forward.
Oh yeah, for sure. That is the surprise factor of being very unpredictable with your comps right here. You can't necessarily counter or expect what they're going to pick here as well. So you're just gonna have to stick to your guns, both metaphorically and literally, in a sense here, and hope you found a way to counter the strategy that they are cooking up here. But hey, you know what? These guys are high school students. They are leading the way of the future here. So I trust whatever they are cooking, Spicy.
Yes, and we are cooking even more because we got a playoff 5. We're going into Splatoon. Umami Ruins here. Double zones. Let's see what we bring out. And these pockets are just getting even more expansive. Like, holy. Okay, this is gonna be fun.
Okay, for those who are not knowledgeable, Ruby is playing the Blob Lobber Deco here, so it is going to be able to put out a lot of these projectiles that will paint to their heart's content, and it will build up probably one of the most scary specials being that Kraken. But hey, we already see Puddle moving up here and getting a triple with the Tri-Slosher. That was a beautiful opening, Spicy.
Yeah, once again, these Lake Stevens openings are so good. You akin to a chess opening here, immediately putting the other team in a check, trying to get in a checkmate as soon as possible here. The aggression is so good, and they're just be able to position up so far ahead and just take the fight over to Seagirl Wooly. And you see them now, the orange team, Seagirl Wooly, just having to fight all their way back here. Strikes coming out, it seems, just trying to do anything here, anything to get back in. The splashdowns are coming out as well, but the zones are just so much painted in blue, and Lake Stevens is able to just hold on for now, and then give that wipe as well.
Oh my goodness, such good defense on the side of Lake Stevens. They're getting the picks there, shutting down any strategy that's happening there. The incline flank is happening right here, but it is going to get caught out here. The last 10 ticks are here. It's just going to be the Nautilus. You're going to have to move up soon, otherwise it's going to be a knockout. 3, 2, 1, game over. Lake Stevens takes this friendly game 5 here.
And like Lake Stevens, it's the exact theme that we saw each game. Like that early game, that opening push, that just like their first like 15 seconds are just executed so well. It's like you just see they have a game plan. They know exactly what they want to do going into each game, and that's just awesome to see because you just see so much brilliant play. Really, from that side, just being able to get all of those picks. And like Secret Wooly is not an easy opponent by any means, so to see like Stevens go out there and repeatedly just get that kind of performance, it's amazing.
It's amazing indeed. Just like how this confidence is oozing from the players right here. Just that's something that like I'm actually like just thinking a lot about it myself. Is just like there's a lot of players, right, good players, right, that struggle with confidence a lot of the times, and like they have the mechanical skill, they have the game knowledge. It's just, oh man, are we going to be able to do this, right? And that's where this confidence factor is coming in, and just in spades from Lake Stevens right there. Their players are not afraid to push up. They're not afraid to fight. They're not afraid to take space there, and they take once an inch is taken, a mile just proceeds to be taken as well, Spicy.
Yeah, and you love to see that because like I will talk about at lengths in like bigger settings, longer settings, but it's like the mental game is so important. Confidence is such a big part of like any game, like whether it be a video game, whether it be a sport, really in any part of life. Just having the confidence there is so big, and really, you saw it from Blake Stevens. They had such brilliant confidence playing there. Even Seagull Woolley, you saw that confidence come out in like Turf War in Game 3. So these teams, bright futures ahead. I am so excited for what we will see, especially knowing that the next time we're live, it's going to be like playoff matches.
Oh, yes, it's going to be playoffs here. It's going to come down to the top teams. It's going to be a decisive battle to take home the gold here as well. But even if you don't make, how do I say it, the first place spot, just having that little badge of honor, like I made playoffs here in WSSEA League, Splatoon High School Esports here. That is another badge of honor you can definitely wear and brag to your friends about here as well. But Spicy, before we go into playoffs, we're going to have to unfortunately get going here soon. So where can the people find you?
You can find me on various socials at 2SpicyBM, as you see in the bottom left corner of my box. You can also find me streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/spicy_BM. And always a pleasure casting with you, Neptune. Where can this great people find you?
Well, you can find me at Neptune with the tunes of a TU and an underscore at the very end there. I mostly do collegiate in Splatoon stuff, so perhaps I can, I can invite some of these this talented folks here at WSSEA over into that league there. But hey, besides my mysterious fiends after the show right there, that's up for another day, another story. But yeah, that is going to be it for us today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. See ya.